Wait, what's this? What's this? What? It's
Treasure Planet.
Flint's Trove? The loot of 1,000 worlds?
In this video, we're going to explore the uncharted depths of the brand new Origin treasure hunters. On the surface, the Origin really doesn't seem like much, but by the end of this video, you will see there are a hellishly large number of crazy bonuses you will get access to if you pick this Origin. However, you do also have to be very careful. Sometimes if you progress a little bit too quickly through this quest chain, you could entirely ruin your playthrough. I'm talking about very large fleets flying in and laying waste to your capital when you least expect it. But don't worry, I'm going to go through everything in detail so you can make sure that doesn't happen to you on your run. Are you prepared to be rich beyond your wildest dreams? Without any further ado, let's start the treasure hunt. In the Empire creation screen, it really doesn't tell you very much about treasure hunters. You'll be starting with an inactive celestial chart. Exactly what that is, we don't know yet. Every recruited leader will get the adventurous spirit trait. This reduces their upkeep, their unity upkeep, by 10% as long as they are not on the council. At the start of the game, all of your leaders will be on the council, so at the very beginning, this has absolutely no effect. And then finally, we can choose one of these three special traits for our leader. Buccaneer, granting you energy credits per size of the enemy ship destroyed, 25 per size. Trailblazer, granting you increased sensor range, ship hyperlane detection range, and sublight speed. And finally, Treasure Hoarder, giving you a plus 10% to the chance to increase resource deposit size when you complete a survey with your science ship. All three of these traits are available in the ruler creation screen, and it doesn't matter what the class of your ruler is, they can still pick from any three of them. It's also important to remember that as this leader levels up, they will get the choice of leveling up their special trait, which basically increases the bonus. For example, Trailblazer goes up to 20% sublight speed, plus 2 sensor range, and plus 2 ship hyperlane detection range at level 2, and then plus 3, and plus 30% at level 3. For early game exploration, Trailblazer is really good. It's going to make it much easier and much faster to find habitable worlds to settle your colonies on. And later on in the game, if you can keep this leader alive by either synthetically ascending or increasing their lifespan quite a lot, the plus 30% sublight speed is going to be really helpful for your battle fleets. A lot of the great bonuses that we're going to get with treasure hunters are entirely not listed. They are all wrapped up in this celestial chart, so let's dive in and let's find out what happens with this narrative Origin as we play through it. All treasure hunter civilizations are defined by their thirst for adventure, and oh boy, there's going to be a lot of swashbuckling. As soon as we start the game, you will find the ancient capsule in orbit. Thanks to the tireless efforts of your scientists, you're finally able to decrypt it, and that gives you the mysterious orbital capsule relic. It also begins the mysterious chart event chain. At the start of the game, this orbital capsule doesn't seem to do anything at all. It has no effect, is incomplete, and cannot be activated. Clicking on it, honestly, yeah, you can click to your heart's content, nothing will happen. In the situation log, we can then find the mysterious chart event chain. Step 1 is a research project. Once we finish that, the plot will thicken. What we have here is a chart that is only partially complete. We're going to get access to the Hyperlane Breach Points technology and 25% progress in it. That's a nice little boost, and on top of that, we get a brand new system appearing on the map somewhere very close to our space. In this case, the Olanace system, which is only 2 jumps away from our capital. For those of you wondering exactly what the Hyperlane Breach Point technology is, this is the tech that lets us get Tier 2 hyperdrives for faster moving ships from system to system, and also the Transit Hub technology, which gives an increased automatic resettlement chance if we place it on one of our star bases. Now, it might seem tempting to enter this new system as soon as you can, but I must urge caution. It's very important that you wait, because once we actually enter that system, we're going to have an unexpected encounter. A fleet of around 900 fleet power is going to spawn. Sometimes I've noticed it can be just a little bit larger as well. And this fleet is then going to charge at our capital. Before they do, they're going to try and talk you into giving up the chart. You actually have no ability to give up the chart. If we had the option to give up the chart, yeah, the event chain would be finished, so I do understand why that doesn't happen. Having a prepared fleet and a starbase is going to be very, very useful. We can then fight Captain Who in close combat, and when we've defeated the Black Needle fleet, we'll get some unity and the next step in our quest. Survey this brand new system. Completing that survey then gives us a special project. We'll need to bring in a construction ship and try and recover a piece of 8. On recovering that piece, we'll figure out that this destroyed planet in the new system is the previous Yeterite homeworld. They were a pre-FTL species rendered extinct as a result of some sort of tragic accident. Unaware of the impending consequences, apparently somebody accidentally triggered the destructive power of a stolen Colossus. We'll get some minor artifacts, we'll also get a special specimen, and each run through this specimen will actually be different every single time, which I find really interesting. In this case, we got the Yeterite Kaleidoscope Fascinator, which would grant us, if we had a Grand Archive, plus 10 amenities. Because we've just received our first specimen, we'll also get access to the Grand Archive Endeavor. If we pay some energy credits, we'll get 50% tech progress towards Grand Archivism, and a special project for an exhibition enhancement blueprint. We'll also get the next stage of the quest, deciphering the next chart piece. This will cost double the physics research of the previous special project. Deciphering this chart piece leads us to another new system. A new system that will spawn in with a habitable planet, and again, be very, very close to our empire. The next step will be to move to this system and survey it. Don't worry about system number 2, this one is not going to be an offensive nightmare. Jumping in here will not reveal a hidden fleet, there's actually no problem whatsoever. When we survey the habitable planet in that system though, we're going to find a Black Needle Pirate Hideout. We then have 3 choices. Either we can bombard the Black Needle base, assault the Black Needle base, or hack the pirates. In order to bombard the base, you need to have a fleet power of over 2,000. Be careful with this one, as sometimes an attacking fleet of 2,000 will spawn in when you begin the bombardment. Assaulting the Black Needle base requires 4 transport ships. This generally is the least likely to have a negative outcome as far as I've noted. No one can really die here, however, you could end up with a few minor issues. The last option is hacking the pirates with a scientist. The main negative that can happen here is that the scientist can die. And early on in the game, you really don't want your initial scientist to be dying, so probably don't do this unless you've got a scientist to spare. I've decided to bombard the planet, and the Black Needle have now counterattacked. We're going to have to deal with these ships before we can deal with their secret rebel base. After our brave Imperial soldiers have destroyed utterly the rebel base, or maybe you've landed there with ground troops or hacked them, you'll then get access to the next stage of the quest. The Black Needle has been destroyed, now we can explore further. You then don't actually have to do anything after that. You just need to let the game play for a few days and a search will happen on the base, at the end of which you'll recover the Black Needle Ceremonial Sword and have 3 options, assuming you're not genocidal. You find lots of stolen artwork, NFTs, cryptocurrency, that sort of thing. You can attempt to repatriate these items to everybody. If you do that, every single non-homicidal empire you're not currently at war with will get a plus 50 opinion bonus of your empire. That can be really, really good for starting out an early federation, or possibly getting some vassals. You can sell everything, getting some energy credits, but you'll get a 12-month increase to your market fee, or you can just keep the stolen items, getting some consumer goods, depending on your production, and some minor artifacts. Whatever you do, you'll also get a special project to decode the chart piece. When you decrypt this latest piece of the puzzle, you'll then find another new system. This system again has a habitable world in there, and on top of that, you'll get a bonus research option when you complete it, which is rather nice. This system will be yet again very close to your empire, so it's pretty difficult for another faction to steal it from you. You'll need to send a science ship in to survey this 3rd system you've uncovered. Don't worry, again, there's no pirates here waiting for you to attack you, unlike that very first system, so you can do this basically whenever you want. After surveying the habitable planet, you will get the hidden settlement event. You're about to meet Smeegib. Smeegib is a hive mind that used to be part of the crew of Captain Ness, the greatest captain the galaxy has ever known. Basically, think Captain Flint from Treasure Planet. You can have a good old chat with Smeegib to get a lot of narrative context. And then once you finish your investigation, you'll then discover a safe house way back in that first system we went to a long time ago. That safe house is right next to the Utterite planet that was destroyed. This is an archaeological dig chain that you'll need to complete to progress with the quest. However, be careful about finishing this exploration. As soon as you have finished the exploration of the safe house, you're going to get a specimen and the Black Needle will return. They're going to return in that third system where we met Smeegib. So make sure you've got a fleet of at least 5,000 or 6,000 fleet power ready to deal with them. This is Captain Inax, and Captain Inax has a lot to say, but we're basically just going to try and kill him. Once you've dispatched the dastardly Inax, apparently that's a death sentence for beating him, you'll get access to a brand new technology and another special project along with a bit of Unity. I'd like to take a brief look at that technology because it is crazy. Ladies and gentle prawns, let me present to you boarding cables. This auxiliary slot item gives you a chance to steal enemy ships. It is the ultimate in pirate roleplay in Stellaris. Each one of these grants you a plus 5% enemy ship stealing chance and a plus 0.5% enemy commander capture chance. Honestly, I've not managed to capture an enemy commander yet, so I don't know exactly what happens if we do, but allegedly we can then ransom them, which sounds so swashbuckling. We then need to go back to the planet we found Smeegib on and recover a hidden capsule there. That gives us the statue of Smeegib specimen and unlocks the next stage of the puzzle, the final chart piece. The statue of Smeegib is pretty good as far as specimens go. It grants you some empire-wide stability, kind of making it equivalent to some civics in terms of power level. Upon completing the chart, we're going to find yet more information out about Captain Ness and another star system. X, after all, marks the chart. With this latest system, a black hole, you absolutely do not want to go in there until you're ready. You can send a cloaked science ship in to check it out, that will be absolutely okay, but be careful, because there is a not entirely weak fleet awaiting you here. With our celestial chart complete, we also can finally activate it. We've got a 40% survey speed passive effect and an active effect of granting a treasure vault on one of our colonies. Once you activate this relic, you can choose a planet to place the treasure vault on. I'd recommend you put it on a planet with the highest population in your empire. In this case, that would be Jeftopia. The Treasure Curator is a specialist position. You'll get one of these base plus one for every 15 pops on the planet you place it. Treasure Curator is going to give you a base of 10 energy credits, 4 minerals, 1 society research, and 4 unity, and that is just the base numbers. Those numbers can, of course, be boosted by your modifiers, which also includes the brand new council position you get with this origin, the Head Treasure Hunter. For every skill level of the counselor, you'll get plus 5% Treasure Curator output, plus 5 monthly energy credits, and plus 10% to the Treasure Trove rewards. Remember those treasure troves that kept cropping up, giving us all sorts of great things? Well, yep, the Head Treasure Hunter makes them even better. And if you're enjoying this video, please hunt for the hidden treasure in that like button. But that's not the only thing we're going to be getting now that our celestial chart is complete. From time to time, you're going to discover some treasure troves. All that you need to do to get access to this lovely treasure trove is send over a science ship and complete this special project. Completing this treasure trove is going to generally grant you some special resources, minor artifacts, alloys, who knows, alongside a specimen, and if you're really lucky, you might also get a spaceship as well. These galleon-class spaceships that you can uncover hidden on random planets are honestly enormous, absolutely dwarfing not only planets, moons, and stars in a stellar system, but also other ships. Once you've got around 30 to 40,000 fleet power available, it's time to fly into this system. If you get a couple of those galleon-class starships, that shouldn't be too difficult as well. When you get into that black hole system we discovered earlier, you'll find a Worm-riddled Gateway. Now all you need to do is defeat the creatures you found in that black hole system. With the worms killed off, you'll get access to the gateway activation technology and 50% of the progress completed. Now all you need to do is go to your physics research and complete the gateway activation technology. Once you've got that technology, reactivate the gateway, and it's time to go searching for treasure. Reactivating this gateway will uncover a star not connected to the regular hyperlane network somewhere else in the galaxy. You'll then need to travel into the unknown. I'd recommend again doing this with a cloaked science ship because there's a rather nasty surprise waiting on the other side. You see, when you get to the other side, you will be ambushed by the greatest living pirate of the current age, Cobalt Quill. Cobalt Quill will offer you, well, a bold proposition. Either you can sell Cobalt the Celestial Chart, which is the key to opening Treasure Planet, sorry, I mean Captain Ness's treasure, and if you do that, you'll get plus 50% of whatever your maximum energy credits are. In this case, for me, that would be 45,000 energy credits. You'll also get a ship from the Black Needle, and the treasure trove system will entirely go away. That ship is just one of the regular galleons that we've been getting before. But that's the lame cowards option. What about if we reject their offer? Well, if you reject their offer, two things are going to happen. First off, your entire civilization will be sabotaged. Second off, a rather large fleet is going to appear above your capital and start attacking, so make sure you've got at least 7,000 to 10,000 fleet power worth of ships in your capital to defend your capital. You don't want to lose it, of course. The sabotage situation is really rough, so make sure before you fly in to that gateway, you've got a large stockpile of resources to weather an economic storm that is going to be coming. You're going to get minus 25% resources from jobs, minus 25% resources from star bases, orbital stations, pop growth speed, mechanical pop assembly, and happiness. It is going to be disgusting. You can purge the saboteurs. If you do that, you'll get progress towards the right, or simply mitigate the damages. Both of these gives you economic debuffs though. Doing nothing moves the chart to the left, and if we get all the way to the left, bad things will happen. The best thing to do is have a fleet power of at least over 90,000 and send that straight in to deal with the large 80k fleet the Black Needle have orbiting Captain Ness's treasure hoard. Cobalt Quill has the Master Gunner and a lot of powerful traits, but don't worry, mostly they've just got corvettes and a big galleon. It should be a relatively straightforward job clearing out these ingrates. And when we've done that, we get an empire-wide bonus of plus 5% ship fire rate forever and plus 50% damage versus pirates. However, Cobalt Quill, well, you might not have seen the last of him. For the next 10 years, you will get plus 50% piracy across your entire empire. You'll also get the Black Needle Ledger Specimen, which is honestly only medium okay. It's a tiny bit of Edict Fund. It is nowhere near as good as the Verdingo Tendril Hook, which you can find in one of the treasure hoards, which grants you an increase to alloys from jobs across your entire empire. That one is amazing. Make sure you go and grab it. Now, all that is left to do to complete our epic quest is to open up Treasure Planet and initiate communications with whatever is inside. And oh boy, Captain Ness isn't dead. Captain Ness's biological form long ago rotted away, but instead they've replaced themselves with a cool automaton. You can ask them lots of questions, or simply enjoy the riches beyond measure. You have three choices with what to do with your newfound wealth. Either you can claim all of it in the name of your great empire. Doing that grants you the Perican Tapico Jewel, which grants you some monthly rare crystals, and also the Robe of the Golden Broker, which grants you some empire-wide trade value. Of course, you also get a whole boatload of resources from this as well. You could attempt to return the traceable items to their rightful owner. Doing that will grant you some resources, because you'll keep whatever you couldn't return, and also some unity. On top of that, you'll get one favor with every empire in the galaxy, and plus 100 opinion modifier with every non-homicidal empire. Last but by no means least, you could just distribute the wealth to everybody. You know, go full communist or something. Doing this makes everybody absolutely love you. You'll get some unity, 2 favors from every empire, and plus 200 opinion with every non-homicidal empire. If you can combine this with Defender of the Galaxy, that grants you plus 400 opinion with every single empire in the game, making it almost impossible for anybody to hate you, and making it so easy to convert anyone who isn't already an overlord or a vassal into a vassal. If you can complete this quest early, and saying that I don't think you can do it before year 60 or so, you could find it very, very easy to vassalize most of the galaxy. As if that wasn't enough though, you also get Galactic Philanthropy, which grants you plus 40% diplomatic weight and plus 2 monthly influence for 50 years, giving you a great shot at becoming Galactic Custodian, or hell, even the first Galactic Emperor. And ladies and gentlemen, none of that was even enough. You want to know why? Because yes, there's even more to come. Once we've decided what to do with Captain Ness's treasure, we then need to decide what to do with Captain Ness herself, and we're going to get some even more great bonuses. Either we can recruit this level 10 Immortal Admiral that's going to cost us some alloy upkeep, 10 and 20 unity, but let's look at these traits for a second. We've got the Pirate Queen trait granting plus 10% enemy ship stealing chance and 15% ship's weapons damage. We've got the Wrecker 2 trait granting 15% weapons damage. We've got the Martial Liberator, granting you energy credits every time you kill another ship. We've got Aggressiveness, giving you ship's fire rate and weapons damage, and Trickster, so that you have increased cloaking strength, increased combat disengagement chance, and reduced emergency FTL damage risk. The negatives here are, oh no, don't be an army commander. Yeah, don't make this lady an army commander, that's just stupid. And the 10 alloy upkeep. As if those traits weren't enough, you still have to pick 4 more traits for this leader. For example, I'm going to take Wrecker 3, Martial Liberator 3 for minus 20% dock ship upkeep and plus 1 cloaking strength, and then Carrier Focused along with Artillerist, and heck, why not another level of Artillerist? Altogether, this lady is giving plus 55% weapons damage, plus 35% ship's weapons fire rate, and other bonuses on top of that. She is a fantastic commander that will never die. She's immortal. But honestly, getting Captain Ness as a commander isn't even the best option here. We could use her to train new pirates. If we do that, we will get an empire-wide plus 10% ship's weapons damage for every single fleet, every single ship, every single starbase we own, plus 10% evasion, and plus 10% combat experience gain. However, if you're not into the combat buffs, we could just throw her in prison to rot forever. If we do that, we will get a whopping plus 10 stability on every single planet in our empire. That's amazing. Minus 15 crime and plus 2 monthly loyalty from subjects, which in essence means we can go 2 extra subjects over our subject capacity without getting any ill effects. We also get some unity when we lock up Captain Ness. And the bonuses have not ended there. We also get the end of the rainbow. This gives us the Adventure Calls modifier, granting us a further plus 10% sublight speed, a really helpful minus 10% hyper jump charge time, making our ships even faster when they're trying to jump from system to system, and also plus 1 archaeology and astral rift skill. Combining that bonus with Trailblazer means this origin is granting us at least plus 40% ship sublight speed, making our ships so darn fast. And getting something like the Rule of Law applying to every single one of your planets not only makes them more economically efficient, but makes them much less susceptible to things like rebellion if you then go on a conquest spree. Who better to conquer the galaxy than someone allegedly championing the rule of law? Altogether, the number of bonuses you can get from this, including the plus 250 reputation, is just crazy. By the mid-game, when you'll have completed all of this, it is such a great power boost. Treasure Hunters may not look like much as an origin when you first read it, but oh boy, there's a lot below the surface. If you've enjoyed this video, but it didn't scratch your Stellaris itch, you might want to watch this video that's been specially chosen for you by clicking on the screen now.